Hello, I am here with your March 13th, 2021 tarot. We are going to use the Crow Tarot. I have done an extensive pre-shuffle and now we asked for our message or messages, which was quick. The birds are wanting to talk, as are the crows or ravens that we have in my area. They have been quite playful. I'm just looking at some of the bottom of the deck cards. We do have some major arcana energy in the bottom of the deck and some cards that we have seen recently in regards to Justice, Eight of Wands, Seven of Cups, the Hanged Man again. Still a period of waiting. We have the Devil energy coming up as well. That can be focusing on the negatives or having an addiction. But I do believe this period of waiting is causing us to really feel negative and not be looking forward to anything. Or at least getting down on ourselves because we're waiting and waiting and waiting. And I just noticed I had lip balm all over my face. So there. It's gone. But yeah, we're waiting. We're feeling a little overwhelmed, wishing for something to start moving our way. That is what's playing out underneath the surface, in the backgrounds. That's what's coming forward. Now we do have the new moon in Pisces, which happened early morning for Saturday, March 13th. 5:21 a.m. Standard Eastern Time to be exact. I know I gave a slightly different time yesterday, but apparently that was a Pacific Standard time zone that I was looking at. Didn't realize that on the web page. Now, this new moon is in the sign of Pisces. And what is happening is we are feeling really sensitive and maybe a little bit vulnerable, and we're getting caught up in those negative things. One site that I saw was saying, look for the silver lining. And I hate that because it can take some time to be removed from a situation before you can find that silver lining. So trying to rush that process really isn't a good idea. We saw the death card several times earlier this week, and you have to allow yourself a period of grieving if you are going through a hard time, or you do have those big changes that you are needing to make or have recently made. So please give yourself a break, give yourself some love. The love part is quite important. This might be a little bit of a longer video because I am going to talk about the new moon a bit. I've got tons of notes. There was a lot of information, and some of it was very similar. Other sites had some really good points that did fit into the other sites. But right now, as we are entering into this new moon phase, there's that watery energy, and because Pisces is ruled by the planet Pluto, there is that underworld, psychic, dreamy, watery type influence coming in as well. We also have the sun in Pisces, Venus is in Pisces, Mercury is about to go into Pisces, if it isn't already. Actually, I believe Mercury goes into Pisces on March 13th as well. So with all of that, we have that really dreamy, imaginative type feeling going into this weekend, and we are going to feel it for another week or two before we hit, actually not quite 2 weeks, almost a week exactly until we hit Aries. And when that hits, there's other planets that are aligning going into Aries, so we're gonna get that boost, a big basic kick in the pants for energy once we hit Aries. But for now, we've still got some of that moody, cloudy, foggy Pisces energy coming in. We want to be working on clearing that. Now, just a little side note here. I am spiritual, but I am very much a realist. Just hoping the moon is going to come in and clear away past traumas and grief. Just wishing it away is basically avoidant type energy, and that we don't want that. That's not actually healthy. What is more healthy is to journal it. You can release that way. You can cleanse yourself that way. You can do soothing things such as self-care. Get creative. Express all of that is being held within you. Right now with this new moon in Pisces, we are working with the third eye, which is right about here. And that is the portal, or the chakra, I should say, that opens up your seeing, your creativity. If you have psychic abilities, that is where you get your messages or can see, particularly if that is where you feel strongest. We are going to be feeling because of the Pisces energy as well. Just quickly looking at a couple notes. Work with Venus is also in Pisces, so we may be feeling a little extra romantic. So for those of you whom are looking for love or already with a partner, this might be a good weekend to have a little time to yourselves, as one or both of you may be feeling a little more flirty, a little more romantic. And a lot of us right now are spending a lot of time with that other in our lives. So if you're having dinner for two, why not throw a candle there and maybe close the curtains and snuggle while you watch Netflix? Just maybe a suggestion. Low cost. You're probably doing something similar anyway, so put that little extra romantic vibe into it. You may be feeling that way anyway this weekend, but with Neptune also in Pisces and influencing Pisces to a degree, that is the planet of unconditional love. So give yourself, give your partner, give your family, whomever you are spending the most time with right now, give them all a little extra love. Be patient, but know that Neptune also works with your heart chakra. So meditating and grounding to keep yourself grounded down on earth instead of being all caught up in your daydreams, which is okay to do, as long as it's practical. But dream big when you manifest this weekend with the new moon energy. So enough about that. We start off with major energy, major arcana card of the Hermit, which is exactly what a lot of us are doing. We are isolated, we are hermiting. Now the weather is starting to change. Where I'm at, it's all over the map in March, so you can't count on the weather for anything. But a lot of us are still really hermiting. Don't forget to stoke that fire inside you, as that guides the light out of the darkness. The Hermit, though, is wise, usually a male figure. It's Virgo energy, which is earth energy, so it's very grounded. But as you can see in the card right there, that star is usually inside the lantern. And that star is the energy of the star card, which is a major arcana card, meaning major energy. That is hopes, wishes, and dreams. So be practical in your hopes, wishes, and dreams to an extent, particularly if you are at the point of making moves to bring them into reality. But with the Pisces new moon, dream big, because hopes and dreams are there in that card. Up next, we have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles can be a message, but is the youth court card. It is the beginning of the court card energy. The Page of Pentacles is still perfecting their skill. They're starting to gain confidence in their wisdom, in their knowledge. Again, this is more earth energy because it is pentacles. Pentacles are related to all things tangible. More often described as being your money, your job, your home, anything that is tangible that you can touch, taste, feel, smell. So you're gaining your confidence. You're starting to put yourself out there. Start dreaming big, guys, because after we take a bit of a break, the Four of Swords, that bird's not dead. He's resting. He's actually laying on his back on a bed of feathers in this photo. He's taken a bit of a timeout. Why is he taking a timeout? Because we have the Three of Swords energy, which talks about heartbreak. So we may have been heartbroken in the past or let down, and it's time to give yourself a break, regroup, do learn from whatever it was you need to learn or needed to learn, but don't be afraid to keep working on what it is that you needed to work on, because your skills are getting there. And this heartbreak does not feel like it is a relationship type heartbreak. This is something that has already occurred, and you're taking a break. You need to rest, regroup. Once we hit Aries season on the spring equinox on March 21st or March 20th, and then Aries is in full swing in the sun on March 21st. So rest up now, because once it's time to start moving, we're going to hit the ground running. It's going to be a big shot of energy to literally kick us in the pants, move us forward. And we may not have a chance to catch our breath until we hit Taurus season, which is May 19th. So that's 4 weeks that we are going to be really running and just going crazy. So rest up now while you've got an opportunity. I am going to grab an oracle card or two from the Wisdom of the Oracle, just because it is a new moon. Let's grab a message or two. That is a great card. I'll talk more about them in just a moment. So with this new moon, we want to wish big, dream big, cleanse, manifest. We have, I promise you, I can't make this stuff up. These are 2 separate decks by 2 separate artists. We start off with that deep knowing, connected to the hermit type energy. You have a deep knowing inside of you of what you want. You may not know how to get there, but you just know without knowing. How you know, why you know. For those of you looking for love or in a partnership already, soulmate energy. You may be feeling it. Now, soulmates, that's a tough call for me. I don't necessarily believe. Twin flame energy, I find, is actually very conflicting, because they often attract each other but then repel each other at the same time. It's so fiery and intense that people step out of it. They're not comfortable in it. So I'm not a huge fan of the twin flame theory, because they usually don't work out. But your soulmate, you know when you've got him or her. You just know. You know without knowing. Why? Because you have a loyal heart, as does the other half. Now, if you're not looking for love or in a relationship and just not interested, your soulmate may just be somebody that you have a very close friendship with and that you care very deeply about. The loyal heart is a loyal heart regardless of your relationship status or what you're looking for. We've had enough of the round and round. Let's focus on the here and now, which is actually a really good way to get out of that headspace energy that we might be feeling with the Piscean moon and all the other planets that are going on right now. being mindful. I had to have somebody explain it to me, and people really have not done a really good job of it. So here's my take. When you meditate or ground, you are focusing on something very particular, but being mindful, for me, I have a hard time shutting my brain off. It literally just whirls nonstop. And I know a lot of people feel that way, and that's why they look towards things like meditation and mindfulness. So being in the here and now is a form of meditation, and it is a form of mindfulness. For me, to close my eyes and sit there, I have a pretty serious injury. I can't sit cross-legged on the floor with a straight posture. I will be laid up in pain for quite some time if I do that, because it triggers my injury, which is nerve injury. So for me, sitting in a comfortable position and being in a quiet setting or having some soothing music very low, for me, when I do this mindfulness or mindful meditation, I like it to be quiet, no sounds. And I am, as you can see, I'm a loud band, loud music kind of girl. But for this, I need the quiet. And just look out a window and notice the tree across the street, the shrub in your front yard, how blue the sky is and how it changes from one horizon to the other in terms of the color. If it's cloudy, look at the shape of the clouds and the color and density of the clouds. If there are birds flying, are they flapping their wings or are they riding an air pocket? Those things can help with mindful meditation. Try not to focus on anything else except that bird or that tree. Forget the sound of the traffic going by. I've got a great big window right here, and I want to look out the window at the tree across the street and just watch it move in the wind. If you have birds that sing in your area, open your window and listen to the birds singing if you can. If not, take something that you really enjoy that you can touch and just focus on. That's where some of those squishy, textured type items, just focusing on that. Blowing bubbles. I do photography, and I was trying to photograph bubbles freezing when we had a cold snap a couple of weeks ago. I didn't get a good picture because I froze my fingers. But I've got a solution here on my table that I used with bubble blowing wands. So blow bubbles and look at the shapes. Watch how they blow in the wind or see how far they go. That kind of stuff is mindful meditation. Tune out through everything else. And if you can do that for about 5 to 10 minutes, you're good. If you can do it for longer, even better. But those are forms of mindful meditation. That is focusing on the here and now. And in the here and now, the final card that we have for this almost 20-minute long reading is serendipity. This is the feelings we get when we can practice mindful meditation. This is a wonderful feeling if you can get out of your head and into your body. I just was reading a little bit more about the third eye chakra that you have, and everybody has them. But as I read more, obviously I learn more, and I'm willing to share it with you guys. But getting out of your mind and into your body will actually help open your third chakra, open that third eye, and be able to expand it. And you actually expand your heart chakra while you do this. And you start getting that free flowing energy. I'm getting tongue-tied, so this is long. But you will feel more serendipitous. I hope that's the right word. I think my French is kind of kicking in there. But yeah, that floating type feeling, that being more grounded, just it's a great feeling if you can get there. It does take some practice, so be patient and be kind to yourself, be kind to others. You don't know what anybody else around you is going through. They may look perfectly fine on the outside, but on the inside they've got that Three of Wands or Three of Swords energy going on. So give yourself a break, give others a break if they're maybe not warm and lovey-dovey in the moment. And if we exercised that a little more often, this world maybe would become a little bit more of a kinder, gentler place. So I am going to leave this extremely long video here, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.